We are live for the tea session 359 for 5. Lead of
क्या स्टाइल
400.
है सिद्धार्थ का क्या स्टाइल है टू गुड
Yep,
One, he counts like 1, 2, 3.
yep.
वाओ
And with that, 405 is the target so far now. And I think India are gunning for a much bigger lead. We still have 7 sessions remaining for this test match to end. Yashasvi Jaiswal, yet again, converting 100 into a daddy one. Every 100 that he's got till now, it's been 150 plus. And wickets have fallen in clusters, bounces low. The deterioration, I think, has begun. And Australia are staring at a massive, massive deficit at this point in time. Massive uphill task for them to save this test match. Gentlemen,
okay I have as always three big questions for everyone to answer firstly uh, to my circumspect colleagues who were still being cautious with their predictions yesterday, you think India have gotten enough?
Yeah, I think more than enough. I think
yep,
400 was that mark which I was looking at. That if 400 India reaches that 400 lead mark, I think from there it's going to be next. I mean, then after that, I was just going to give 1% to Australia, just 1% for the sake of it. Before 400, I think it could have been somewhat 95 6% to the Australian side. But the problem now is that the wicket is also deteriorate, is sort of coming down as far as the bounce is concerned. Also, as far as the how the wicket is reacting, it's not that good for batting anymore. So that's a very big reason why I'm going to keep the Australian side now out of the equation. I think India has more 99% according to me. India has wrapped the test match up. It's now just about time that in how much time will the Indian team actually end up getting all the wickets of the Australian side to end up winning the first test in Perth.
see, for me, if you look at it, they are now waiting for a big score from Virat Kohli. If he
Yeah.
gets the big score, say for example, he scores 100, and India have added another 100 or 120 runs more, they will declare. Immediately they'll declare. Maybe if will it happen by the end of the final session, perhaps maybe with half an hour to go, maybe they will declare, and then they will get Australia in, and that is where I think the difference could be there. Get about half an hour in, and then ensure that yes, Australia are maybe 1 or 2 down. Virat Kohli, I mean, we saw him today unfurl the sweep. You saw him
Paddle also,
unfurl
paddle also.
the paddle also, everything else. I mean, they are now only waiting for Virat Kohli's big score, 100 runs more, declare, final session, half an hour, get Australia in 1, 2 wickets, and potentially the game is sealed on day
You
4.
you want more 100 runs, or is this enough? If let's say, if I mean, yeah, India would want to get as many, let's say 100,
Yeah.
but I'm saying where it is right now, 400 plus, enough for India to win.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, 99%. I just
99. Yeah,
yeah.
because if you look back, and I'd have to agree with my colleagues, if you look back in the history of all cricket played in Australia, I think 414 is the highest. South Africa versus Australia 2008. So and lightning doesn't strike twice, and India's definitely going to surpass that 414 for sure in the position that they are. So you're looking at anywhere close to 500, and I think that should be enough. India can't lose. The only other result could be a draw. That is if Australia also dig their heels in and end up batting, or and there are something like some sessions are gone because of rain and things like that. Maybe that's why you could even then look at draw. But I think there's enough time for India to dismiss them, more than enough time, like 2 days and one session, as you're saying. So I think you'd have to say that 90 plus percent, 95% or 99%, India already done and dusted. Next question. uh, in terms of Virat Kohli, is he getting to the big one? Is he looking good? I mean, he's already played a couple of wow shots, like that straight drive once again. Looking good for that three-figure mark.
Yes.
According
Yes, he is.
According to me, I think that he's definitely looked a better Virat Kohli. But the only thing from here is that how does he approach that 100? It's not looked the typical Virat Kohli which I would have wanted to, because he's sort of gone to some other shots. He sort of tried to make some adjustments to the game. He came up with the sweep, the paddle sweep also. Then we saw Nathan Lyon attacking him on the constantly on the leg stump, having a leg slip and a and a short leg, trying to get him out over there. But he sort of found his ways to score runs. 100, I don't know if he's getting to 100 or not, because I can't be sure of the 100 right now. Neither do I want to be sure of it.
Yeah.
Well, that
He's,
is
for
what is
those of you who
trending
don't
amongst the
know,
family members,
he's
my friend.
he's put a bet where he'd have to shave off his head in case he gets to his 100, which is why Shashwat hoping against hope that he gets to 99 but not 100.
Yeah.
है ना? That's what you want.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Siddharth.
He is getting to his 100 because looking at it, as Shashwat pointed out, Virat Kohli is looking quite different. I mean, the uppercut that was there that he hit of Mitchell Stark. Normally, he would want to punch it through extra cover, but this time he went aggressively and cleared the backward point. Then the sweep. Nathan Lyon, he's sweeping Nathan Lyon, the guy who's troubled him the most. Indicates that yes, the situation is like that. India are closing in on a huge target and, of course, a win. So he's playing with freedom. But the shot which made me feel like, yes, he's in, he's looking determined, that straight drive that he hit of Pat Cummins.
Yeah.
Smoothly done, straight through long on. And that is why that looked like Virat of the old. And sweeping Nathan Lyon, I mean, the last time I saw him sweep with great effect was Adelaide. Here he's done it 10 years later and he's nailed it. He nailed the sweep. He didn't just top edge it or anything. He nailed it. So, yes, 60 runs away, and that is the only thing India are waiting on. If he gets 100, India get about 100 more, they declare immediately.
There are
What do you, what?
two more reasons that I feel that why Virat could. It's I cannot be said with certainty that he'll get to his 100. Firstly, I'm not too comfortable and sure about how the other batters on the other end are going to approach this batting. Is it about going to scoring runs? And if that is the case, then wickets will fall on a consistent basis, like we saw after Yashasvi Jaiswal. We saw a couple of wickets in a bunch coming up. Now after Washington Sundar, if it's going to be about scoring runs, then I think the Virat might just fall short of partners. But if it's about wanting Virat to get those big runs, which absolutely should be the case also, because it's a long series, you want to give confidence to a batter like Virat Kohli. You want him to get to the three digit mark, because and time is also not an issue, so that's not going to be the case. It's just about the partners staying there. And secondly, we have seen Virat getting close to that 100 on many occasions now when he's looking for that 100. But the only problem is, and he's looked as good as today, even better on many occasions, but still hasn't reached to that 100. So I think it's about that mindset, what he is in. And I feel that he looks in the perfect mindset today. He looks like a very free and very a Virat who's not under any sort of pressure too.
Yeah, and I think the one reason that you think it's coming is primarily the position that India find themselves in. It's very rare to be playing a test match in Australia and walking out to bat where there's absolutely no pressure because the rest of the batting order has done the job. That's a position that Virat has not found himself very often in his career, let alone found himself in. I can't think if he ever walked into this position in Australia being this comfortable. India is so far ahead. So I think that's allowing him, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Two things. I think the docile nature of the pitch as well as the match situation. I don't think for Virat these two things could have come at a better time. This combination of these two things for him to get back into form, because once you get some runs under your belt and then tougher tasks come ahead, I think he'll be better suited to handle that. And I agree with Siddharth that I don't think that they're going to rush into anything. They will allow Virat to get to that three-figure mark because time is not an issue. Match situation is not an issue. Everything is completely in their favor. They're not even going to ask him to bat quicker. So bat the way you want to. That's the luxury of time that you have. That actually takes me to the next question. What did you make of uh, that little collapse? I know in the larger scheme of things, it's not troubled India as much. In another test match, in a different situation, it could have come back to haunt you. But because you were so far ahead, it's not really troubled you, this collapse. But what did you make of it?
I just feel it was about stamping their authority and putting even more pressure on the Australian team. It was about scoring runs quicker and just taking the lead so far ahead, because at that point India hadn't breached the 400 mark. Till that time, India was trying to get to that 400 as far as the lead is concerned. So I think it was about getting to that as quickly as possible, and I think it was the right approach, because anything under 400 would have, just sort of it's totally a different mindset when you're going to chase 400 or anything under 400. Even a 390, 380, 395 and 400, I think are total very, very different as far as mental pressure is concerned. So I think that was the approach, and I think the absolute the right approach. It works on days, and on days it doesn't, like it didn't today. Plus the
See,
IPL option is also there, so everyone wants to play quicker.
What has it got to do with the IPL auction?
No, no, everyone wants to just leave a mark now, just a few hours before the auction.
only
But
three,
everyone
four
is sold. They
guys in
already
this.
retained. Everyone is
Yeah.
retained and sold. So
No, but players who aren't retained.
No, I mean,
ah
most of them are getting a buy. Most of them are. And
no
if
no.
you look at the
But what
Indian
he's saying
team,
is
Buy to
buy
everyone.
will obviously. But he's saying that there could be a see. I mean, I don't see that eight three falling for 8 runs. That there was that collapse as such.
yeah,
I think Jaiswal he knows that not the right shot, and of course he's got 160. What else do you want from the guy? He's done
yeah,
his job. I mean, he's missed out on a double hundred, but he's done his job. Jurel, gets out trying to play defensively. Good ball, jacks back in, so gets out. It's only the punt dismissal that left me a bit underwhelmed. And again, it's not that he doesn't play aggressive. I know he plays aggressively, absolutely, but not this kind of aggressive. Like there was something amiss
Mindless.
there. There's something a bit, weird, where you're crossing the line between aggression and mindlessness. That one, because the very first ball you charge the fast bowler, uh, which again was a bit awkward. Okay, fine. And then same thing you do to
Nathan
Nathan Lyon.
Lyon,
It's
he
as if Nathan Lyon knew exactly what you're going to be doing, and then bowls, really wide, gets you out. He can be aggressive. And again, I could even understand this issue if India were racing against time. Sometimes you're in a test match in that situation where you don't have too much time. You have to declare. So you send him with these instruction lessons: go out, attack, quick, get as many runs quickly. That's also not the situation. Look at even if firstly the situation is not there, and even if India is thinking like that, you would have seen it with other batters as well. Nobody else is batting like that, so nobody has been told. Even player who came after that is batting.
like
oops,
that.
I think we lost him. But yeah, see, Jurel was unlucky. I mean, the ball came back in, there was variable bounce, and of course, it went in with the angle. It was umpire's call, so you can't do anything about it. But Pant was reckless. Let's be very honest about it. Pant's shot was very, very reckless. And because of that, I mean, he operates on this fine edge. Either I go all out or I will look foolish. It was that kind of a situation because time was not essential. There were still 7 sessions to go. So that is why I think it was a reckless shot from Pant. Jaiswal, I think, minor lapse in concentration. So that's why I think it had to happen
He could have
once.
he could have converted into a double.
Indeed, it could have. So
He
that's
should
why.
have. It was a very good opportunity for the
Well,
Jaiswal.
not many people get double hundreds visiting guys in Australia because I think every time you have to be alert, there's this lapse of concentration that can happen. So,
Exactly.
Padikkal, I think, again, missed out on a chance. Jurel, unlucky. Pant, reckless. And Jaiswal, lapse in concentration. So, yes, take a note about it, but ensure that it doesn't happen frequently in this matches going ahead. So, that is the only learning.
Just a question on that. With whatever the result of the match, with how KL is done, with how Jurel is done, the conundrum is sorted if Rohit and Gill both are to return for the next Test match.
Yeah, it's done. Padikkal goes out. That is an easy one. Jurel, unfortunate, but yes, it's done. However,
KL comes at number 6.
Jurel will still play if Shubman doesn't make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Padikkal then will go out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Padikkal
Either way,
has
either
missed the
way.
opportunity here.
No. Because Jurel has still looked assured. He's looked very solid as far as his batting is concerned. Particle, it's just looks like that he's been finding sort of the right way to play in Australia. So that's why I think as far as how the batters have looked, I think Jurel has looked much better than a Particle.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to take a few quick comments before we wind up? Mayank Devli is saying, there is a problem with India. Pant gets runs in difficult conditions, but he gets out once a flat pitch is there. No pressure. These guys have never played, who have never played cricket, pounce on him. Mayank is saying that, that you are attacking Rishabh Pant unnecessarily. These are things that get. So just on that, just on Mayank's comment, it's not that anyone is attacking him or anything like that. I don't think you absolutely understand the sentiment. Also, just on the subject, I've addressed it before as well. Um, you know, the best film reviewers have not made a film, but they are the
Yeah.
best film reviewers. So if you, if only people who played cricket have an opinion. By the way, some people who've played cricket have the worst opinion about the sport as well. So just, I mean, there is no guarantee with that. Just that's aside. But just going back to that whole thing, I don't think it's something that he did that costed India a match or something like that. It's not. It's just really surprising, and I think that's the if we do not point out something that we see which is out of the ordinary, which is a bit awkward, then I don't think we're doing our jobs properly. And I did think that was a bit awkward. I know how. I've seen him since the time he's made his debut and seen all his innings. I know how he plays, what aggression looks like, what recklessness looks like, more often than not. And that's why he's one of the best test batters India has ever had. I'm even saying that. It's because he knows how to, eliminate recklessness from his aggression. I don't think that happened today. And if it hasn't happened today, I think it is worthy to be pointed out.
And if he wouldn't have stepped out and if you would have been at his crease and then went for a shot and then gotten catch out, I think that would have been a totally different thing. This was absolutely mindless. I don't think there was any thought. I thought by the look of it, it looked like that it was very very premeditated. But the first thing he's going to do was to step out, and I think he stepped out way earlier before the ball was released. And Nathan Lyon, of course, wasn't any chance that he was going to miss that opportunity.
Yep.
We've got Sarat Chandra asking that to him that Jurel thing looked a bit dicey even in umpire's call. He felt it was missing. Is he being an Indian fan or did you also notice? I'll have to say that I did. I actually, when I saw the impact before the ball tracking came, I thought it's missing. Somehow it just clipped that little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's how technology works.
I had a similar thing with Steve Smith. I thought the impact would be outside of off. But then it proved to be just in line.
No, I think it
Yeah.
was Nathan McSweeney. That was
Hmm?
McSweeney, first innings.
Even
Nathan
Smith.
McSweeney. Yeah.
I even felt it for Smith. McSweeney also, he felt the bounce would take it over. But no, it was hitting.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Hmm.
And don't read too much into it. That's how technology is.
Yep. You've got uh, Austin Kuna
Yeah.
saying, Shashwat, your hair is under danger, huh? So, just on that front. Proneet Datta is saying that, he feels that your opinion against Devdutt is a bit harsh. I think Shashwat had that opinion, right? That Jurel at least looked good, not Padikal. So Proneet feels that he at least scored runs. Jurel hasn't even, scored runs. So how can you say that one looked better than the other?
No, I to personally really, really feel that Padikkal is somebody who could have done really well in Australia and he did well in the India A games as well. It's just about the position and it's about slotting in players. Padikkal is somebody who's playing at that number three position, and as soon as Gill comes, there's no other option. So it's just about somebody has to go out. Otherwise, there's nothing else. I really like Padikkal. There's no such thing. Like,
Total of 12 and 25 runs. I mean, it's
for
like
whom?
you're choosing
Jurel,
the
no?
most difficult ones to do. Yeah, Jurel, 2 innings
Yeah.
combined 12 runs. Padikkal, 2 innings combined 25. So you're not choosing.
Okay,
I mean,
on that.
yeah.
Go.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I mean, you have to make a choice between 100 and a 0. Here, there is no choice. Both have been very poor. And it doesn't matter runs looking good, runs looking bad. No. You both underwhelmed in this test match on a flat deck.
Yeah. On that note, we're gonna say bye bye. Match is going to start or has already started. We will. Why we are not spending too much time now, because post match is always the time that we really do in depth analysis. So join us after the last ball is bowled. We will do some in depth analysis. If not 1 hour, at least we'll try and do for 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and then we'll hit the auction live for straight 9, 10 hours for however long the auction goes. So
Yep.
we'll see you end of the day's play. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.